All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to VRML once again. This is Palidore, the Pizzador, the VRML Adore, the Ecuador. Ecuador? No. Anyway, we're here getting ready to start off with a couple more matches. First, with Ember and Rogue facing off here. And following that, we'll also have Servo versus Schlart team coming up. So some options, but welcome wherever you are, whatever you're here for. I'm glad to be here to show this off and to hopefully entertain. Alright, so here we go. Rogue and Ember, first joust coming out. We'll be taken there by Silent. Oop, going for the open comm, so let me have those muted. And we'll be Silent taking it away. A miss on the first joust, but it's still going to get the disc back here for Zoom. Zoom trying to zoom on by. And yeah, I think there were some Null and 404 was on the other channel, channel 2, casted by Sir Dimwee. Meanwhile, over here, it's just Sir Pally, Sir Me, my Sir name, as they're going here to claim themselves maybe an attempted goal. Now that pass being caught eventually, but snagged out of there nicely by Agent. So an agent of destruction, at least on that first attempt. Will be back to Treason, but losing the disc out here to Kirito. Now Kirito to the deep end, and it's Agent coming away with it once again. Now, quick hello to the Twitch there. We have Minty, and I see Swift as well as Coney Gamer, and Mayabra, Kadabra, Alakazam. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you, man. To the sidewall, taken by Silent Knight. Silent Knight having it stolen by a Silent Creeper, which is to say, going to go back to Ember's way, not for all too long, as it does get stuck here over around the corner of this tunnel. So over here to Kirito, going to take that one away. Coming in with a nice shield and looking to spin, looking to try and get it in, but had the $100 move. Unfortunately, the $1 finish, but you know what happens from now and again. They're showing some nice persistence, though, as Kirito gets the disc back. Maybe just a self rebound. Nope, going to sail right past here. But yeah, doubleheader here. We did have a game scheduled as well half an hour ago between, was it Space and Blaze? But we unfortunately had to cancel it as there was no comms from the team. So kind of readjusting our schedule here. But Ember and Rogue, happy to get them streamed as well. It's kind of been the aim this week. I mean, it's the aim every week, okay? But it's the aim especially this week. Been trying to get a lot of these teams who haven't been casted as much as I would have liked. Same, with Dimwee over on Channel 2 today. Trying to get those teams all streamed. We've got just about every single team who's at least been here since the first week or two. We've got all of them streamed. The couple that we didn't have at some point were just mainly because of time confusions and cancellations. But otherwise, all of our 170-plus teams, probably closer to 180 now. I saw a couple more teams that actually filled up their slots as of a couple days ago. So every single week, we're going up by another 10, it almost feels like. And it's been great. Over here, though, on that play being lost on the stun, be taken on the bottom of the floor by Red Hawk there. Now, Red Hawk with a clear, actually a toss into the deep end. It's going to be pretty close on the bounce, but not going to result in success. So Swift saying 173 active teams. There you go. There you go. Silent Knights up high to the shoulder and taken by Treason. Actually, Treason. Took me a few times to actually recognize that it's soon. So not all too soon for me. I was trees late as that one goes off the backboard and bounces right back out again. There's a stack, some nice chains coming through on the regrabs from Silent Knights as well as Kirito. Now Silent going for the pass. Being stunned out by Zoom on one end of the floor, but some nice crosses over here. So Digi will take the disc and needs a hedge it up here to Kirito. So right there on the shots, will just miss a little bit tough on the angle and fading away just as well. So nice snag out from Zoom, and Zoom finds the room on the clear. See Senor Loco over there, also joining in the chat. How's it going? Then Swift said we've not casted 16, but referring to the week 1 teams, among those teams, we've only not casted a couple of them. There have been, again, a lot of teams joining every single week. So among those teams, not all of them have been streamed yet, but as far as teams who have been here the whole season, just about all of them. That's what I was referring to. Over here to the shoulder, or to the nest rather, going to be missed but rebounded and tapped in by Trees soon. Not too soon on the first point shot here. It's 4 minutes into round 1. Glibby there asking, am I casting Fizzy Chickens versus Leviathan later on for OCE? Unless someone else filled it out yet, not guaranteed yet, but probably, assuming I'm not like dead at that point of the night. So no guarantees until the schedule's in. I would say though, it's likely to be casted. I think there's 2 OCE games tonight. I'll probably get the first one. The second one's a bit late, extra late, as right now, extra on time. It's Treezoon, giving me a reason to shout him out a couple times in a row. Nice goal for Ember, going up once again. 6 p.m. your time, but it's like 1 a.m. my time. I live on the other side of the ocean, of the world. But as I said, I am kind of more of a night owl, so I actually am fairly awake for a lot of those OCE games. Not all of them necessarily, but you know, most days I'm still energized enough to do so. Treezoon with a disc here and going for a clear. So Treezoon's been all over the disc here in this first round, getting the points, getting the loose grabs, and all of the above. Kirito coming away with it, looking for silent maybe or a red on the side of the floor. Now some stuns coming through and the pass off, trying to get it to someone, but just kind of bouncing everywhere. Ember already had by 4 points. They've got 4 minutes left in this first round, so up high it's going to go. Nice catch here from Digi, and unable to convert, but making him hurt. It's Kirito, and that was some art. Sword art, in fact. And it's 4-2. Rogue cutting that lead right down in half for Ember.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
See Fire Ninja in the chat saying, what's up, what's up? How's it going, Fire Ninja? Welcome, welcome. Just saw Fire in the last hour or so in that match there. High voltage and corrupt. Over here will be taken by Rogue, Digi Soul. Going for maybe a goal, but taken out by Agents over here on the top of the shoulder. Swirl saying hi again. Well, hello, hello. Do you like, I can only guess that Swirl is rooting for perhaps Ember, because I know Swirls like trees. And here's Treezoon over on the defense and almost getting in, but Agent, I think, going off of his body perhaps as a stun does come through, and a player drops out, but a nice save there from Agent, just going to immediately sling it through on the clear. So that's going to go right back to the mid area, and let's see, be taken here maybe by the aforementioned tree. It's a very mobile tree, but now the tree got rooted, and Digisoul come through with the clear goal, or clear, just clear, into the other end. Don't know what I was going with there, but right there, going for a nice save again. It's Agent. Agent bonding himself with the goal on defense, doing a great job. Meanwhile, Kirito, another save there, or at least a steal by Treezoon on the approaching offensive player. Now going on the immediate clear, so despite being down by a player, Ember looking mighty fine right now as they try to collect themselves. That disc, Kirito coming away with it though. So one still out for Ember. Ember's still the lead with 2 points and 2 minutes remaining. So there's Treezoon with defense right from up above. Wow, as I go bup, and right here trying to collect the goal and the disc. It's going to be Digi. So curious. Ember's doing a really great job. I think for Rogue, they really want to be able to do some damage based on this number situation. Of course, it's not ideal for the other team, but you know, when you're at the numbers advantage, you just got to take full advantage of it. So if Rogue can space out a little bit, get some good passes going through, they can still come back here, tie it up, maybe force an OT if nothing else. But let's see. So they collect the disc and now spreading the floor. So 127, they have time. You know, they can play it slow. You can see there's 2 defenders way back inside the goal. So there should be plenty of space here for Rogue to make some slower plays. But unfortunately, Ember is going to take that away, but a good intercept by Silent Knight. So once again, if they can find those passes up high, that's a nice one delivered to Kirito, but another grab from IQ. Very high in the IQ indeed. Just diving out and striving for this victory as Zoom comes right back into the server. So suddenly the advantage not going to be so much more in the favor of Rogue, getting more on the numbers at the very least. That said, Kirito comes away with a goal regardless, just before perhaps Zoom could join. And now it's a 4-point tie-up with less than a minute remaining in round 1.
9, 8, 7,
Swift saying, miss pun? Who, you or me? There's a lot of them. For every one that I miss, there's another one coming soon. Don't you worry, you'll be in pun bliss. As they blister through on the stacks, so trying to cause a turnover. Treason being contested but not stunned. A sling over to IQ, and IQ trying to collect that down there with Zoom. Zoom coming through as well. Any goal here, I mean, it's going to be a game winner, so there's a chance. Agents coming in with a attempted pass, but just going to bounce off every edge of the Geo there. Now 5 seconds left, one in the goal, one shot, and it's going to bounce right off. So OT it will be between Ember and Rogue in this first round.
Your launchers. 12, 11,
But I know, yeah. Lot of puns.
7,
A lot of puns. It happens.
3,
So, OT. The big thing about these, you don't want one of these teams getting stuck off the joust. You see that so much. So it looks like here in this case, it will just be Rogue kind of playing back on the defense. And, you know, that's fine. Now, nonetheless, over to the side pass. Maybe it needs to get rid of that, holding onto it for a pretty long time, but eventually getting it back here is going to be Zoom. So 138 remaining. This is sudden death. Any score is going to win. Let's see what happens. So 130 remaining. And looking for some boost. And they'll get there with some time. So Zoom has a bit of room, kind of rushing on the clear there. So one of those areas where definitely you have the back pass, you don't have defense in the area. You know, look for a pass back. I know that took a lot of teams, a lot of players, including myself, in the early days, a lot of time to kind of learn that, hey, we don't always have to move forward. We can just move back as right back out of the goal. That was a very dangerous roll, nearly into it. But back into it maybe is Ember here, if they can look for some boost. So there it is, very nice. On the other side, however, will be Red Hawk. Able to collect the disc, send it over to Silent Knights. And Silent Knights, will it be the end of the game? Indeed, it's at least the round going here in OT to Rogue. Able to make their plays. Great pass from Silent to Kirito. And 6-4 on the score. And I think because I did a bad job of opening up my stat puller, I'm just going to give you the old-fashioned stats through here real quick. As you can see, 4 points for Treason. 2 saves, 2 steals, 15 stuns. 5 saves for Agent. There were some nice ones in there. 19 stuns as well as 1 assist, save, and steal for IQ. And then Zoom with 1 stun there. Although Zoom crashing out, so not the complete stats. For Kirito was 6 points over on Rogue. 14 stuns, 1 assist, 1 steal, 13 stuns as well for Silent Knights. For Red Hawk, 1 save, 9 stuns, and then for Digiso, it was 2 assists and 16 stuns. I'll head over to the score screen real quick. I'm not sure whether we'll have stats. Probably not until the next round, I imagine. Indeed, so that's fine. Don't worry about it. We're going to go off to the next, however. So, Due to him saying, toxic to say, end of the game. Well, you know, I'm known as the most toxic person in this game, so deal with it. No, just kidding. Just the old caster's misspeak. You know, when you have so many streams in a given day or week, it's easy to kind of get all caught up and mixed up. I'm sure Swift can attest. Definitely Swift doing a lot of good work there. Over in the European matches especially, taking that workload for sure with all those casts. But over here, Kirito with a disc, and in 12 seconds, flattening the goal for the first couple points.
12, 11, 10, 9.
Do it to him, just mess. Yeah, I know, you're just messing. You did it to me. You did it to me. Well played. So over here on the launch, it's Treason with a disc and taking it over here at the bow tie. See the defense there. Digi kind of waving at him a little bit, but right on through on that wave, trying to get it back. It's Red Hawk. Red Hawk going to be just converged on with the defense, the stuns, and the punches coming through strong. Treason trying to come in strong with a nice block actually on that stun, so denying that one, but still the disc does get lost, so will still be a turnover nonetheless, at least for the moment, as it goes into the mid-line and bounces right back into the blue zone. Kirito with a sling over, taken by Silent Knight. Silent has to be careful. Couple defenders, stuns one, but gets stunned by the other, so loses the disc here. Now there is one defender in the in the bubble, and it's Agent with that disc. But of course, the defense a bit nearby. Now into the other end, going to be looking like it's a collection indeed from Rogue. So Rogue has some time, and this is kind of where you see you have the back pass option. It's there. That said, they found a nicer one up front. Now if they can get that cross pass right down below the feet, that would have been maybe a very nice opportunity for a goal, catching the defense off guard. But nonetheless, Digi coming through here, trying to pass it off, a bit strong on it, so it's going to be taken instead at the wedge by Treezoon, it looks like, getting at least a tap out there into the midfield. Now as the disc gets taken once again by Rogue, they're up by 2 points, 2 minutes expired in this second round, and trying to get another goal up here if they can spread the floor. You can see they're going for the right places. That's a nice pass up to the shoulder, and right on in for the dunk through, 0 meters out, and a nice slam off of the nice pass. You can just see the positioning, the recognition. They found the cross, and when you do that, you're going to be able to cross over that enemy team a lot of the time. So nice stuff being shown there as a Treezoon does roll out. So right onto the midfield, in fact, and they're going to be able to work it up the floor without too much contest coming through, at least initially. That said, starting to be bothered a little bit, so needs to find that pass somewhere. Over on the bottom, though, it's going to be Kirito with that disc and able to get it, but not for too long, as Agent is there with a clear to the intercept of a Red Hawk. So, of course, anytime you have those really deep midfielders or back liners way in the goal, permagoalies even, got to be careful of the long straight clears if that just goes not quite straight enough for the goal, but a good rebound here by Kirito. A nice spin around, all the moves, but not the deuce. So instead, the disc is loose into midfield, taken by Red Hawk, and they're trying to get themselves a goal. But a nice grab by Treezoon, again, showing the very impressive reflexes and the both offense and defense, quite frankly. There he is again, just the right space, right place, trying to work their way through, but taken out. And back again. See X-Wing in there as well, joining the chat. Pyros again. And the Magic Man, Miabra. So Agents with a disc going for that pass over to the tunnel. Just a bit too strong to catch, unfortunately, as Zoom gets stunned. But there's the really fast stat coming in. Unfortunately, a slight overshoot. They might still be able to get it yet. We'll see here as does sail past a few different hands. And the possession going the way of Red Hawk for the moment. There's some good chains and regrabs coming on in. But unfortunately, 2 different players for Rogue going into the goal zone, but no one actually getting the disc. So because of that, we have another turnover and some hot potato going on as it goes right back into Agent. So, you know, with the passes back and forth there, again, just bears mentioning, indeed, the spacing, I think, important here for either team if they can get those passes underway. Because right now there's so many players for either side. You can see number 9 there, Agents playing in the bow tie that direction. Meanwhile, you have the goalie deep over here and Red Hawk. So anytime you throw those straight line clears through mid or what have you, it's going to be a very likely intercept. So either go for the passes, or if you do clear it, try and clear it towards the sides and go off the walls and off the geos. But any kind of direct clear is just going to get to the hands of those back liners, as the backboard is hit, but the shot is missed, and into the tunnel. And back to the ramp now. Maybe time for some Trennis. Let's see. At the moment, instead, it's Kirito trying to be a menace up here into the bounce. It will be Red Hawk with a disc and another clear, or pass rather, nicely in fact, over to Kirito, recognizing perhaps the lane exposed somewhat, but still with plenty of time to get that one. It's Agent. Now that said, losing the disc, so maybe Rogue in position here to get themselves something, but no, a bowling ball clear from Treezoon will bounce right back. And once more, a little bit of time to spare, so at this point, you know, up to the spacing, or just a accurate clear, but unfortunately being thrown into the hands of 2 midline defenders. And as a result, you're going to have Rogue here just keeping the disc and keeping the pressure on. It seems like Ember not a lot of time, and the shots almost enough to buy them that half dozen, that 6th point, with 4 minutes still remaining in round 2. But Red Hawk trying to eye it down, so is IQ, and IQ being stunned out, so maybe lowering the IQ as a result, but Treezoon coming away with it. And now with the offense spreading out a little bit. Again, these are where the short-range passes would come in handy. You can see 3 different players for Ember kind of eyeing, but no one really receiving a pass, and that's why it's getting stuck a lot in this midfield, because it's getting thrown into just these basically 50-50 clears at times, and makes it very tough to get an offense going. But for Rogue, it's Red Hawk with the disc, and they're going for maybe potential clear and boost, but kind of losing each other, not going for the regrab. So instead, IQ is going to have that. And again, this goes back to my point here. So you see, look, 2 different players in the back line spacing out for maybe available passes, but a tougher one is thrown, and those are the ones that I think are a little bit damaging towards Ember, because otherwise they're doing some good things and they're showing some decent speed here. But I think just the passes, not eyeing them enough, especially the behind the back passes, which, like I mentioned, it takes some time. It takes some time to get used to, especially when you're newer to Echo and to team play. So nonetheless, Red Hawk here is going to roll in to the pocket area. IQ approaching, but not able to do much with that. Up on the top now, it's had by Kirito, and a spin, 360, and scoring right down the scope. And they're kind of scoping out that victory for Rogue. So good job by Rogue to just capitalize, and anytime you can buy those one-on-one goals, essentially just eyeing down the goalkeeper, that's about as good as you can get. I mean, of course, a wide open goal even better, but it's not the most common thing in Echo these days because of the 4v4 nature. So anytime you can get at least a one-on-one, that's a great opportunity as much as anything. Right now, some good passing from the shoulder to the backboard, and that's really nice offense with the defense. Agent again. He is devastating. Call him Agent Orange, because he is just killing it on the defense. And does it again. There's Agent 2 times. Stealing it out this time and clearing it out. Agent impressing defensively for Ember. And the question is, though, if they can find their boost, because they need to turn this into some points. The defense is amazing, but if you can't get something going on the other side of the floor, it'll be all for nothing there. And you see, I like what Rogue did here. Despite the miss, you can see they still eyed the back pass, and it was still soft enough to eventually get themselves some boost and get the disc back. Now, meanwhile, Treezoon trying to undo all that goodness with a catch of their own now. But yeah, Rogue just kind of showing a bit more, I think, patience and just kind of awareness there as far as where the passes would need to go, and going for a good one. So that was an excellent move by Ember, but a great cutoff. Still yet, however, they're going to get it back. So now some, again, the right passes being made, just the catch is unfortunately not there. So Ember showing some good stuff on offense, but being snuffed out by Rogue. So right back into Silent Night. There's still a little bit of time, but it's going to be some quick 3-pointers, essentially. So time winding down here in this second round. Looking like Rogue is going to come away with it. So there's Treezoon still trying to at least score and get something there on the board to end this second round with. But indeed, time not going to be conducive to too much of an overshoot, however. Will be grabbed there by Zoom, but look at the retake by Red Hawk. So clawing through, and Rogue is going to come away with this 2-round sweep, it would seem. Just still, all things considered, a very close and competitive game there as we do wind it down. You know, round 1 going to this 2-point victory in OT for Rogue, and then in the second round, the 6-0 shutout. So a nice effort from both sides, and it was still close overall, but I think, yeah, Rogue just getting some nice patient plays, and you know, it got them exactly what they wanted in terms of those offensive conversions. So as we roam over to the score screen, this time I actually have some proper stats for you, I think. There you go. We'll take a look at what we got before we switch on over to the next game. But good match between these two teams. And the 6 points in both rounds there for Rogue. You can see it was, in fact, Kirito with all 12. So not cheaper by the dozen at all. Just Kirito being quite rich with the offensive maneuvering. 3 assists as well, though, to Digi's, finding the hot hand, and 1 assist for Silent and Red Hawk. So you got to love that, you know, if you recognize that, hey, we have a hot hand right now. We have someone really who's commanding control of our offense. We're going to feed that hot hand until it's not hot no more. And you know what? It was hot the whole time. So 6 points apiece in both rounds for Kirito, and a nice effort there. You can see over on Ember's side, it was the 4 points for Trizun and played some good positioning. Was all over those loose discs quite a bit. 2 saves, 3 steals, so that's a testament to that, as well as the 27 stuns. IQ with 1 assist, 1 save, 1 steal, 25 stuns. You had Agent with 6 saves. Talk about the defense. Had a lot of nice plays there inside the bubble. And for Zoom as well, had the 1 steal and 19 stuns. Not too shabby. So with that said, that's going to do it for this particular match. And we are going to divert now to Servo versus Schlart team, scheduled to start in the next several minutes here. So stay tuned, just a few, and we'll be back real soon.